Go ahead, take us in, Grant.
I'm not recording yet.
We are.
Yeah.
Are we?
Is my right. Welcome to Owns, Twigs and Wigs.
Damn, baby.
The podcast about music.
Sometimes
Where he talks about back in the day, and I could listen to Nas talk about back in the day fucking forever, because we talked about Slick Rick before and how he like tells a good story. He tells a good story as is. Someone like Ice Cube tells a good story like it's like, you don't know what it's like to be me. It was tough to be me, and here's what it was fucking like to be me.
Yeah.
Nas goes back in the day with this like and it might just,
Like-
I don't know if it's his specifically his like his voice. Like he's got that narrator's voice
Mm-hmm.
to him. Like that just, but I don't know. There's a real like poetic there's a very like poetic nostalgia to the way that he sounds when he talks about back in the day.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
he could talk about the grimmest shit and it sounds beautiful.
that's true.
That's one thing I've always loved about Nas.
That's true.
And
Behind the right beat, phew, it's like, man, like, wait, he was just talking about somebody dying, but like
Yeah.
it sounds so
but say like,
beautiful. you
yeah.
know?
But if you got like Ice Cube doing it,
Oh, bro.
like you listen to America's Most Wanted, you listen to all the shit that he's doing on that, it's aggressive. Like it's
Right.
like, you don't know. You guys
Right.
don't understand. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Right.
It was fucking tough. Whereas
Right.
Nas is saying the same sort of stuff. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
it was tough, but I don't know. He sounds like he enjoyed it more or something. Like he looks
Well,
back on
check
it with
this
more
out.
revelry than
Yeah.
Ice Cube
think-
does.
I think he was
I-
having a better time at the time, wasn't he?
Well,
Maybe,
I-
but Ice Cube still, I don't know. But yeah, it's just, there's more revelry to,
well,
Cube's
Well,
entitled to his
no,
anger,
like-
though,
what he's
isn't he?
saying,
Cube is an angry
yeah.
rapper. I mean, that's part of his shtick, isn't it? I suppose.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think Nas, the way that he likes to approach these songs is like he wants people to listen to him. He doesn't want people to be like, man, this guy is loud and screaming. No, he wants people, like, he wants to sit down and he wants to teach you something, you know what I'm saying? And educate you on something, So like a lot of his tracks are going to be like super like, yeah, man, fake love, no thugs, you get the slug, CB4 gusto, my luck though, I didn't know what I was, like, he just like goes off and like, it's like super chill, makes
See-
you want to like really get into it.
yeah. But I also try to think to myself, what would happen if Ice Cube was saying the same lyrics? Like, would it come across the same way? I don't think
It'll
it
just
would.
be like it'll be hard. It'll be like
Yeah.
dang man, that's dope. But it'll just be like so in your face. And that's honestly that's a
It'd
good
be like,
point.
you don't understand how hard it was for me. Like,
Well, no,
that's,
that's
but is
really,
it just his voice, or is it,
no. I think it's
you know what I mean? Is it
I
the
don't know,
delivery
man.
and the voice that he's using? or-
That's what it is. That's what it
Yeah.
is. But it really makes you think because both artists. That's a good point, man, because both artists are getting their points across and both artists are being heard. And it's funny because like sometimes you scream at people and you can still get heard. Sometimes you can, be very soft and just speak, eloquently and still get your point across and still be heard. So ain't that so funny like how, like two of them are like total different things, but yet people
They're
are
not
still gonna
rapping
listen
about
to 'em.
dissimilar things, though. Yeah, they're rapping about very similar things.
Yeah, no, I'm
At least
talking
Ice
about-
Cube in the '90s, like
Well,
Ice Cube in the
I'm-
not Ice Cube now, I guess. But
I'm
yeah.
not talking about I'm talking about
Yeah.
the way that they deliver it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
One's
that's
loud and
totally
then one's-
different. Yeah.
Right, and that's totally different, but yet they're still being heard. So I think that's like, it's just so funny how that works,
It's interesting, like delivery, like someone like Snoop Dogg. He's got like the most chill delivery of anybody
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
It's either him or Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne just croaks through, like he's been sipping nothing but cough medicine all day.
I give it to
But-
Snoop.
Yeah,
I give
Snoop.
it to Snoop.
Yeah,
Snoop
like Snoop sits back and like everything Snoop says, if he starts talking about,
Yeah. I
what
give
it
to
was like
Snoop.
back in the day, you sit there going, that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
Whereas with Ice Cube, it sounds like,
That sounds
man, he had it
terrifying.
tough. Yeah, it's like, man, I'm glad I grew up where I grew up, like, but Nas has got this, I don't know, he's got the most like narrative voice in
Yeah.
hip hop, as far as I'm
He-
concerned.
it's the storytelling. You know what I'm saying?
And he was you were just mentioning before the Get Down
The
TV
Get Down.
show, right?
Mhm.
Because he's the narrator on that, right?
Right.
Like when they do the raps and the
Right.
flash, I guess they're flash forwards.
Yeah, because
Because the whole show is like a flashback, but there's more flashbacks than present day
So-
shit. But
so-
the present day
so-
shit is Nas, right?
Right. So to all of our listeners and viewers, if you guys haven't seen the Get Down, go to Netflix, check that out. It
really
starts
good.
off with this character who has already, he's already reached his fame and his stardom as a rapper. And then through music, he's growing through, just kind of like telling you his life story about growing up in the Bronx, I believe, or Brooklyn?
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
the Bronx.
Like South
Yeah.
Bronx. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Where hip hop
he's-
started. South Bronx.
Right. So he's going through, this thing. So it starts off with this guy, he's on stage and he's like rapping like, yeah, back in boom boom boom, we was doing this and that, and it's actually Nas's voice. The guy that's on stage is like an actor, but it's Nas's voice actually rapping. And then he'll rap for like a few bars and then they'll go into the first episode. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
so good. Like
yeah,
it's perfect.
it's very good.
It's perfect.
It's very good because like the way that Nas wrote it was like, he's literally like telling you the story. Like, yeah, man, back in the day, my man Shao, he would pick me up and boom, 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 and we would boom, boom. Like he's just like kind of telling the story, and then boom, they go into the episode, and you see the character Shao literally picking somebody up, and they're going about their day. They're trying to figure out how they're gonna make it out the hood and how they're gonna do this music thing and yada yada yada. So it's such a good one. He also has this one where he writes for side note, he writes for like the love of his life, Marlene, and he breaks it down, man, and it's like there's a girl singing in the background and he's just like, yeah, my butterscotch queen Marlene, and then they go into the episode. So very well produced.
Well,
Season one,
it's the previously
awesome.
on this episode, and like what's going to happen when this,
Exactly,
it's that exact thing, but it's just done in a really creative way,
right? In a
with Nas,
musical
yeah.
way. So yeah, but I brought up the Get Down because it reminded me of Car 85, and apparently this is actually how it went down. There's a track from way back in the day. I want to say it was Grandmaster Flash. Dope OJ.
Rapper's Delight has
Was that
Def
what it
OJ.
was?
It's
Def
like
OJ. Def OJ.
yeah, it's the second when Hank, the guy that stole everybody's rhymes, that one,
Mhm.
the one that didn't
Let me
actually
see.
write anything.
Def
He
OJ.
he goes like, I'm the CASA to NOVA, the rest is FLY. See, I go by the name. That's the Hank, and these reasons I'll tell you why. But it's that part is like that hotel, motel. What you gonna do today? I'm gonna something to, and I'm drive away in a Def OJ, like
Right. So
that's where I know it from at least. But
right now, you notice and you watch the whole Get Down, right?
yeah, I finished it.
Right. So you notice the part where Shao is catching a ride with the guy in that orange car. So that was the OJ.
The OJ, yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I knew what an
So-
OJ was before I watched the show as well. Like,
Right. Yeah. So
but because
so
I
yeah, man.
knew the lyrics to Rapper's Delight.
Right.
Basically,
So-
it's like, what's an OJ?
So
OJ Simpson? No, it's too early for OJ Simpson. Like, is it? I don't know.
So so they bring all of that together, and Nas talks about Car 85, and apparently Car 85 was like a cab service, it was almost like Uber before Uber, because like it wasn't like an actual cab car. It was just like a regular car, you know what I'm saying? Like it could be like a Lincoln or like a Ford, but it was just a dope car, and you just like sit in the back seat. Somebody rides you around, and you pay them for it. You know what I'm saying?
Why was it number 85? Is that the name
It
of the
was
company?
Uber.
You're right. It was Uber.
With
I
people
don't
with
know.
like pages.
Because he says in the
They're
rap
pages,
like
I imagine,
only
right?
85 or something.
Yeah, I don't know where the 85 comes from, and I'm still trying to.
If I was guessing,
hmm
it would.
It's with the number.
Yeah, my
It would
guess
be
would be
what-
that it would have something to do with a pager number.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear. I
Like,
can see that.
like, because if you met a guy and he was giving people rides, he'd give you like a page. Maybe they had some system with a page number that starts in 85 or something like that.
Maybe.
85001 might be like.
I forgot about paging. Paging was a big deal then.
Yeah. Because they only had pages.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean that would be my guess.
I was thinking mobile phone, but it was before.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be the mobile phone of the
Yeah, so yeah, page, yeah, that makes sense.
But then again, like in the late 80s, you had car phones, so
yeah, they didn't look
if
very
it was
cool.
a car
I can't
service
imagine
and
a
it was
lot of
cars that had
the rappers
phones.
having them. You know, they weren't.
Johnny, I thought you were going to get Nas on this episode so we could ask him these questions.
Yeah, what's going on?
I can't imagine Charlemagne the God would have asked as good questions as we would.
I didn't say that I was getting Nas
All he does is
this,
antagonize.
on this episode. No, not this one. No.
Once he hears how high reference we put his last album in, he's going to definitely want to come on.
So check this out. So quotable lyrics from Car 85. Cab service, Car 85, 10 minutes. They back in the car, not safe to drive. Narcos are looking. No secret compartments in the ride, so keep pushing. We get stopped, hide it between the seat cushions. Either that or just tuck it inside your boot. Don't throw it out the window, yes, son. That's all our loot.
Yeah.
See, they turn. They wasn't after us, my nigga. We laughing. My nigga with me laughing. So yeah, like he really is very vivid. Because he's talking about, you know, being like a dope boy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and,
this is the most Slick Rick song.
Yeah,
the most Slick Rick song because it's the one that tells the most detailed story.
Yeah,
I guess you could say that.
You know what I mean? Like
I think
he talks about situations like going to White Castle and eating fish burgers and shit. Like he talks about stuff very specifically, as opposed to say, like the track before Blue Benz where. Like I said, he's doing it like an essay. Like he asks a question and then he talks about all the shit that he was doing.
Right.
But he does it more as he's talking about it more as like an expansion on the question of like, is the stuff that we cared about back then, was it really worth the money that we saved up to buy it? Or was it really worth like the stock that we're putting into it?
Right.
Whereas this one seems a lot more like this is just what it was like back in the day.
Exactly. Like yeah,
you know
this is definitely a story.
Like
and then
straight nostalgia.
Let's mention Charlie Wilson, man. I know you guys know who Charlie Wilson is.
Well, I know the name. Why do I know Charlie Wilson?
The Gap Band.
Oh right, okay.
I know
that.
Drop a bomb on me, baby. Ooh, oh man, Charlie Wilson, bro.
Similar to Michael McDonald.
Charlie killed this song, man. Like, you know, like that man's got to be like 60 something. Still got it. Still out here just killing it, you know. Vocals for days. So, you know, definitely tip my hat off to him. And it just kind of brings that vibe. Definitely brings that vibe. But yeah, like he's definitely I think he's not like super deep storytelling in this one. But he is like sharing some you know some imagery like of some things that you know that happened back in the day.
I'm just saying it's more descriptive. Like
it's
the most descriptive storytelling piece of lyricism. I don't know. That's why I said it's the most Slick Rick. Like someone like Slick Rick, he just goes, "This is what we did, and this is how we did it, and this is what everybody said when we did it." And you know,
right.
This is the closest to that style of like scene setting.
Yeah. But it's so funny because like he also explains in the song like the use for Car 85. Like you can use, you know, Car 85 to pick up your lady. You can use Car 85 to, you know, just get from point A to point B while you got some dope in your pockets. You ain't trying to be caught walking down the street with it. You know what I'm saying? There's literally there's a line in here where he's like, they even use Car 85 to pull robberies, use him as a getaway car and paid him properly. You know what I'm saying? Next year, the whole town strung out, swept the block and they were hung out. Look how far we've come now. Grab the duffel and run now. 7 fiends in one house, hustle sun up to sundown. Like, man, like that says a lot. Like, imagine that. Like, you know, hey man, I need to page Car 85. We're gonna go ahead and rob this joint real quick and just keep the car running. And it's
So
like,
it has to have been. It has to be pages. It has to
right,
be.
you know,
It's gotta be.
Right?
you know,
It's gotta be.
it's crazy. But he said the whole hood was trying to call car 85. Any car like that, any number that had that system or that cool ride, you know that make your whole day. Just being able to get up and go. To this day, I just like to ride. Lots of thoughts come to mind. So yeah, that probably was a pager system, because I mean they ain't had cell phones back then. So that's probably the pager, like, you pay, and there was probably other cars with other numbers. You know what I'm saying? But car 85 was probably just that one car where it was like, yo, that's the one I want, because that junk got the booming system. It's fast. It's comfortable in the back seat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the only other thing that it might be is like a street racing reference.
well, I don't know,
Because like
he
E85 fuel.
well, no, because he says everybody was trying to call that number.
Yeah, 'cause he
Yeah, that's what I
mentions
mean. But I don't know if E85 fuel was a thing in the 80s.
Right. And
I imagine it probably wasn't.
I'm about to say, I don't really see him writing about that. Like, writing about,
Yeah, because I don't think people in that sort of scene would have been into illegal street racing. I think they were more about doing up the cars than muscling up the cars. So to say.
Right.
It wasn't about racing; it was about aesthetics, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't about
especially,
how fast you go. It was about how you got there.
Right. Especially in New York back in that time. I think in like the southern regions of America probably, but yeah, man. So yeah, Car 85, man. Dope tune. Definitely a history lesson right there. And if you know hip hop, if you know the origins of hip hop, and just the 80s and the 90s of just that New York scene, then you can really appreciate a song like that. So I thought that was really dope.
It's like a tune like that is one of those tunes where that might be my favorite track on the album.
Yeah. It's a smooth track.
Yeah, just because I like,
everything ties in well on that. The beats,
that's a really
the sound,
nicely
the production, everything just works really well on that track. It really does.
Yeah,
and
it was pretty.
And
dope.
when you get a song that you really like, it's like the amount of times I go, okay, and because I don't live in New York. I mean, I lived there for a little bit, but it wasn't in the 80s or the 90s. It was in 2012. And I was working the whole time. So it's like,
right.
Yeah, I'm not going to get any of those fucking references. It's, if I actually go and look up, I had to fucking look up what White Castle was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I went, oh yeah, like the Harold and Kumar movie. Like, I remember what White Castle is. Yeah, but I had to, I actively go and look up the references because I want okay, I have no idea what the fuck he's I know that he's talking about something. But I think if a song makes you do that, then it's a pretty well done tune.
Yeah, man. It's pretty dope. So next tune, 27 Summers. My man said 27 Summers. That wasn't even the goal.
Nah, the next song is Ultra Black, just to get you in
Ultra
chronological
Black.
order there.
Oh, is it?
Just before he jumps ahead.
Yeah, definitely Ultra Black.
Yeah, it's the one that features Hit Boy on,
now.
actually.
Which I believe is the single. Ultra Black, right?
Oh, it is.
There's
Ultra
a video,
Black.
yeah. I haven't seen the
he
video
made a
yet.
video
I haven't seen the video.
He made a video for it.
Yeah. I just watched the video the other day. And it's very pro black.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of goes to nowadays to back in the day, all of that stuff. It's pretty dope.
Well, I think he ties it in because he mentions so many things, doesn't he? He goes through so many different elements of black music and all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
But then towards the end,
it's like black culture.
Yeah, but then towards the end, I've got the lyrics here. Yeah, the end of the second verse, I think, he says, "Yeah, no matter your race, to me, we are all black."
Yeah.
So he's literally just saying we all come from Africa, because we do, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Any of our listeners that don't believe we all come from Africa, get the fuck off the channel.
For the few of you that are actually listening,
don't comment.
Well, Steve, we just lost 3 of our subscribers.
It's all right.
The only 3 we had.
They need to go and iron their
subscribers.
sheets. They have to go and iron their sheets before they put them on later.
Oh man.
Yeah, but so he's basically just saying, we're all from Africa. being proud of blackness is obviously very, very important, but everyone has to remember we're all from Africa. We're all one, and I like the way he ties that in. Even though it's such a black song, it still ties into togetherness. It's not about division. It's about which is important now, because Kendrick's done similar as well. We get all going to be all right.
I'm loving this episode. It's like an English literature like roundtable discussion. We're talking about poetry. I love it. This is nice because I didn't read it like that.
No,
kind of like that, but I read it more as it seemed to me that he was talking more towards like specifically the black community. Like he spends the first part of the tune talking about how pretty much every popular thing in current culture and every popular thing that's been popular throughout culture, for as long as we can remember, has almost all been influenced by black culture. So with that in mind, by the time he does get to the end and he says those things, I think that it seemed to me at least that he was talking specifically towards an interdivided black community. Like he was talking more about things like black, like very, very like sparsely referencing something like black on black crime needing to stop.
Maybe.
Rather than saying that everybody's the same.
I don't know, because he does actually say no matter your race, which is what made me feel like he's drawing other people into the conversation.
That's like more
it's
towards
definitely
the end
in
of
there,
the song. Yeah. But
I think he gets more and more broad as it goes on. But
But I do agree with that, because I think he's like, trying to just talk about, like you said, like black culture being so influential. But then at the same time with Steve, like what you're saying, Steve, too, I agree with him saying like, yo, it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're all black in a way, you know what I'm saying? So we appreciate, I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
I mean, the only reason me and Steve aren't black is because our real distant ancestors went to places where the sun wasn't shining.
Yeah.
We didn't
think about it.
So, we had to have like a different composition to our skin so it kept, it didn't have to repel sunlight as much. It absorbed it. It's the only reason we're white, because we're malnourished.
So
that's it.
But in Australia, you've got a lot of sun, so it baffles me why Australians aren't darker.
Exactly.
I mean, you've not been there that long, I suppose. You've not been there long enough to.
You know what's funny?
I'll
tell you one thing about being Australian. I'm pretty much purely nocturnal right now. So I'm this white. Give me a week when the sun comes out, and if I really said to myself, I'm going to go get some beach time or whatever, the rate at which I go brown is fucking startling. It's yeah. There's something about Australians, like we will tan like a motherfucker, and it's very tough to burn us if we go anywhere else. So it's like, I mean, yeah, the Australian thing is the Australian thing is what you're thinking. Like, it's true to an extent, but we're all still very English and Irish and Scottish,
Yeah, and it's fairly new since we got kicked you out of it.
Yeah, I'm like 100% fucking Irish. So when I don't see the sun, I go very pale, very quickly. But I will also, because I've lived in Australia my whole life, it's like I could spend an entire day in the middle of Mykonos and like not get burnt. I've made friends that fucking hate me for that, because I'm like, I don't believe in sunscreen. Just cut them all off,
So two fun facts about Ultra Black. I'll get into the one first. So is it Pantone? Pantone Color Institute? I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Pantone?
Yeah, but it's Pantone.
I'd imagine
Pantone.
I imagine tone as in skin tone, so Pantone.
Yeah, Pantone.
Yeah, so
and pan means
Pantone or Pantone. But anyway, the Pantone Color Institute has declared ultra black an actual color. Congratulations, Nas.
Wait, what?
You can't get blacker than black.
Wait, how does that happen in 2 days?
Look, bro. Let me
It
see.
sucks in other colors. Like you put it next to like a red pencil and a red color.
I'm telling you, like I get on Instagram and I see it and I'm just like, wait, what? But yeah, man. They let's see real quick. I'm gonna screen share it.
Because I like charcoal black and things. I understand there's a little bit of grey in there and stuff, but pure black is pure black. How the hell do you get ultra black? That sounds like a marketing move to me. That's what it sounds like.
Could be, but it's pretty dope.
Hey.
You write a song called Ultra Black and boom, you know.
That isn't even ultra black. That's matte black. That's great.
Hey, you know.
Amazing.
But the caption says Nas and the Pantone Color Institute announced Ultra Black by Nas, a color inspired by Nas himself and a play on his new single Ultra Black. Ultra Black is an anthemic, uplifting reminder of the unignorable contributions made by the black community, a statement to being unapologetically pro-black and thus pro-humanity. Just as black absorbs all light, ultra black represents the unification of all people, spotlighting black joy and a promising future ahead.
See, you know what? You know why something like that makes me sick, and why it was so perfectly. It was just the way that you had it before was like perfect. If you scroll all the way back up again, just scroll all the way back up. Just the way that it looks at the end of that. What's the thing below it? Mass appeal.
You stupid.
I'm like, fuck off. Just like you're trying to make everybody. It sounds very fame grabby. Don't you think?
I can't. No. I can't let you do that because you know why.
Just that statement. Sounds very.
I can't let you do that. You know why? Because that's the Instagram algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Of course they're gonna push. You know, because see, I'm sure. Like, of course they're gonna push the mass appeal comment like up to the. You know, like
I don't know what mass appeal is. I just thought that was a.
You don't know what that is?
I just thought that was a funny word to have straight after that.
No, that's somebody's account, and they've liked.
I just thought that it looked funny.
But no, bro, it's funny that so both of you guys don't know what mass appeal is.
I have no idea.
No, it makes me think of Massive Attack. Those guys that wrote that.
Check this out. I'm about to blow your minds. I'm about to blow your minds.
That's the one.
Mass Appeal is actually Nas's record label. He owns Mass Appeal.
This makes more sense. Why is he only at 13 likes in 1 week?
That makes so much sense that would be the top.
He needs to get some more followers.
Right. Well, I mean, that's
hilarious.
Pantone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Pantone. Let me see. How do I get out of here? But yeah, dang, they got 2.7
I just thought that was a really
million.
funny word to see after that statement because it just sounds so pandering to me.
So yeah, but I don't know like what their purpose is. I guess their purpose is to
sell that
whatever
tone. They're selling.
Yeah,
they're selling the product, which fair enough. Like this, I'm not.
Oh no. I'm talking about like the Color Institute. Like I guess their job is to just like find new colors and keep new colors or something, or I don't know, like label new colors.
I mean, you know, I'm all for adding more colors to the world. You know,
yeah.
I love a good matte black. You know,
but it's ultra black, man. It's a new color.
Yeah,
I want my
You know what? I'm gonna take this on the weekend. I'm gonna see my little sister, and she's actually very good with this sort of like colors and whatnot.
Yeah,
like she's got a much better eye for it than me. I might show her this and say, "All right, how is this?" And I'm gonna come up with I'll show her a bunch of different. I'll get one of our catalogs and
like other blacks.
All right,
just put like 5 blacks next to each other.
Explain to me. Yeah, explain to me how this is different. Well, no, but here's the thing. Like my tattoos on my left arm. You know, like they were all like most of them were made with different types of black ink, and they've aged differently. I've noticed that. You know, and so like there's definitely different types of black or different types of gray and all, well, yeah, but but there's definitely different shades of black, but it's just
It's just amusing to me that Ultra Black's grey.
yeah, ultra black is not the blackest black.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what threw me a little
I'm
bit.
with you. I'm totally with you
Right.
on that. Yeah,
Right.
it's
So,
much more matte. Like I would think like what Johnny's wearing right now is a much more black than that ultra black.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be my computer. I don't know, but I do agree with you.
I mean, yeah,
But
if
yes,
it goes, if it's a good message behind it, I'm all behind
Right.
it 1,000,000,000%. So
So
Go for it.
Nas says in his caption, he says, it was only right that we work with Pantone on this project, the color experts. This one's from the heart, something the world will feel, the whole vibe of 2020 Ultra Black. So I dig it, man.
yeah,
I like it.
I
I
dig
like that message. I just found the actual color experts thing to be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Right under it says mass appeal. I just thought that was funny.
I know, and
But,
it's so funny that you noticed that because that's actually Nas's label. Like he's he runs that label. I think he actually signed himself. So
I would if
yeah,
I
man.
had my own label. I'd sign
Yeah,
myself.
he's got some dope artists underneath that label too. So but we can get into that for another time. But yeah, so that's one of the fun facts, right? I just wanted to share that with you guys.
What you
Also,
guys-
what you about to say?
Oh, I was gonna say there was one line in this song.
Doja
Yeah,
Cat.
like every night. No.
Oh.
What'd you say? Thundercat?
No, Doja Cat.
Oh, Doja Cat. No.
yeah.
Oh,
Alright, go
I
ahead.
mean,
You got in a bit of trouble for that.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
whatever.
Go ahead.
You know what? I think if you're not going to have a dig at some people, then why
Yeah,
the
she
fuck
doesn't
are you
give a
making
fuck.
a rap track?
She kind of does.
Yeah.
She
Well, she's
kind of
releasing a
does.
song called Nas.
Nah. I mean, hey, look, like we've already discussed this. I like a good dig.
Mhm.
I think it's entertaining for me when someone takes a little dig at someone.
Yeah, it's all part of the
one of
game,
the
isn't it?
great one of the only reasons I've found Cardi B entertaining is because she's having a constant feud with Nicki Minaj.
Mm.
like,
Mhm. Yeah.
Because everything that she puts out is complete and utter shit as far as I'm concerned. But every now and again, there's a fucking line I hear, and I'm like, that's funny.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
bar. That's
Yeah,
a
it's like,
bar.
yeah, every now and again she comes out with one little bar that she probably didn't write. But yeah.
Mm.
I enjoy that because I know where it's coming from. I'm like,
Right.
good for you. But I was gonna say,
yeah, what was
just
the thing
one
you gonna
thing.
say?
Just one thing that stood out to me like a fucking sore thumb. Again, like just an odd little line where he goes, like Michael Blackson.
Yeah,
That's the same
Like
line.
Michael-
isn't it?
yeah. Michael Blackson Black. Yeah,
Yeah. I was
that's
like,
black. That's black
I
as
was
hell
like,
right there.
Oh, but then straight away in my mind just goes, Michael Blackson. Michael Jackson wasn't very black.
Oh no, but do you
At
know
the
who
end of-
Michael
at the end of his
Blackson
rope.
is?
No, that's what I mean. That's why I'm bringing it up. Like I was going to
Oh,
ask. I
you
was like,
didn't
there's
know-
probably
oh,
someone who I
jeez.
haven't heard of before.
Yeah, bro. No,
And
he's
that's what I mean. This is what I mean. But like a lot of this album,
Yeah,
and this is why with a lot of like hip hop stuff, I tend to focus more on the samples and the DJ side of it than
Yeah.
the rappers side,
Mhm.
just because I'm not from the right part of the world where I'm going to straight away.
understand or
Understand it.
just comprehend. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's going to take work for me to
right.
understand every line. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I was
Steve-
like, there's probably something I'm missing, but straight away I
Steve.
just think Michael Jackson.
Steve, do you know who Michael Blackson is?
I had no idea, to be honest. I thought it was a play on Jackson as well. I didn't quite get the
Thank you.
reference.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot less
Okay.
stupid, and I appreciate that, Steve.
Yeah, I was
So,
gonna lie. I was gonna quickly do some research and lie, and I'm like, no, I won't lie. No.
Oh,
Nah,
you don't
so-
know about Michael Blackson?
So Michael
What an
Blackson is actually he's actually a comedian from Africa.
Mhm.
And he's very black. He's hilarious, but he's very black. And he's played in like a few movies. He's been on like TV. His social media is hilarious too. He's always like ragging on somebody. Trying to think. You guys seen the movie Friday, right?
Yeah. Oh,
With,
I know
Ice
this
Cube.
guy. I've just got a picture of him. I know this guy.
I don't think I have. Hang on, let me look him up. Let's see.
Yeah,
if I know
look
who
him
he
up.
is.
Look him up.
There's
Now,
nothing.
if you guys seen the movie Friday, have you guys seen the movie Next Friday?
Yeah.
The second one. So he
Well,
was
probably
the,
not if I haven't seen Friday.
goddamn refrigerator.
Oh, you haven't seen Friday? So Michael Blackson was in.
See, it just
Next
comes up with
Friday.
Michael Jackson.
Nah, bro. Blackson.
Fucking autocorrect just assumed that I meant
okay,
Michael
I was
Jackson.
about to say. But yeah, Michael
That's funny.
Blackson was in Next Friday, and he
Mhm.
plays this African guy that comes in the store, and he's like, popping off at like this broken CD that he got, and he's like, man, you know, I can't get jiggy with this. I can't get jiggy. He's like, he's hilarious in that movie, and that was like his like.
Oh,
his,
I know this guy. He's in
one.
30 Rock.
Is he?
Is he?
Let me see.
Yeah, like every now and again. Isn't
I haven't seen him in 30 Rock. 30 Rock is the one with Tracy Morgan, right?
I was going to say, you confusing black guys.
No, he's no. I am not confusing him with Tracy Morgan. No, I've seen him in 30 Rock. I've seen him in 30 Rock.
Didn't he play the god in?
By the way, that doesn't mean that I know who he
Morgan
is.
Freeman.
It just means I just recognize his face. Oh, but hey, get this. How's this? He's going to be in the Coming to America.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
I just saw.
He's going to be in the next Coming. He's going to be in the new Coming to America.
Yeah, he's going to be in the new one.
Okay, so I'm going to know who he is very soon.
Right,
Because
there you go.
that movie,
There you
that original movie was
But
the best.
check out his social media though, man. Like he's a true comedian, hilarious dude. You know, but yeah, Michael Black, and you see how black he is. So of course Nas would say, you know, Michael Black's in black, you know. But the Doja Cat line, the opposite of Doja Cat, Nas tried to say in an interview, he was like, man, like I wasn't throwing jabs at her, man. Like it's hip hop.
We play with
it
words.
Rhymed.
Play with words.
Yeah, he's like, he was like, I was just playing with some words, man. Like it rhymes. So I just went. I was like, you did more to play with. So you said the opposite of Doja Cat right after she got, you know, in all of that trouble or got all of that, you know, backlash for you know, for not, you know what I'm saying, like not really, well, you guys know what happened, like, or do you? I don't know.
I
probably don't know what happened, but I
Okay, so
wasn't huge
Doja,
news in England.
well, so Doja was in like some group chat with like a bunch of white guys, right? Like a video chat on some website.
Yeah, and
she's on this site, and these white dudes are like saying all types of like racial slurs, and you know, and they're like joking about it. Like I think some of them were saying like the N-word. They were saying all of these, like they were just talking about black people, and Doja being the only black person on, and she's mixed apparently, but Doja being the only black person like on that video call, she didn't stop them. Like she was actually like joking along with them. You know what I'm saying?
Not a good look.
Then,
I say it's not a good look in this current climate, especially.
Well, not right now for sure. Like,
yeah.
That's such a fucking annoying conversation point, don't you think? Like, it's just so fucking done and tried.
Apparently, it's not.
Apparently not. I mean, I'm definitely in a minority when I say this, but it's like it just seems like such a fucking tried thing. It's either like we talked to, even just like with the three of us, like we just did the Kendrick episode where that whole Kendrick incident come up, and we're like, yeah, he's like baiting them in. He's making them fall into the pit that he's already dug for him.
Right.
At least with Nas, he's not digging a pit. He's like noticing something and calling it out.
But the thing,
so I guess it's different. But fucking
the thing about Doja is that, you know, Doja, like somebody actually dug up this old song that she had released, you know, before the fame, and she's actually talking about black people like in a bad way, you know, and she thought that the song was funny or whatever, but it's a very like racial song, you know, so people are looking at Doja like, yo, like what is wrong with you, girl? Like, you know, like are you black, or like do you consider yourself a black person? Do you consider yourself white? And if so, why are you so disrespectful to black people? You know what I'm saying? So of course, you know, Nas do some jabs at that, but then he's like, yeah, I mean, I wasn't saying nothing, like it's hip hop. It is like, yeah, whatever. Like that did more than just rhymes.
Yeah, there's a shade of bullshit.
You know,
underlying layer of bullshit to what he's saying.
Yeah, it's like talking about some. Yeah, it just rhymes, so I just put it in there. Yeah, that's more. That did more than rhyme right there.
He was trying to pitbull. He was trying to pitbull her.
No, right? You know,
when Pitbull said this fucking rhyme about Lindsay Lohan once because it rhymed.
Yeah,
right.
But also because she was like in the news.
Right,
during that time, and then she tried to sue him, and he was like, "No, he's like, it just rhymed, it just rhymed, Dolly." Excuse me,
It
excuse me.
It just rhymed. I'm telling you.
It just rhymed. He
So,
tried the pitbull argument.
So yeah, but Ultra Black was definitely the one. I remember hearing that for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is dope." You know, the beat was pretty dope. The flow was interesting.
You know, just as an overall comment
Mhm.
on the
song?
music side, to
Oh,
this
yeah,
whole
yeah.
album.
Mhm.
And really just one thing about Nas that I've always really loved is how heavy on a piano his samples always are.
Yeah,
He's always been like, you know, from like New York State of Mind all the way through to now,
Mhm.
he's very, very heavy on really obscure, like legato-y sort of
Mhm.
piano samples with just a good beat on them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He's got this like nice dark quality to his beats that a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't like. I keep reading all the time that people don't like that shit
Yeah,
because it's
crazy.
very hard to. Yeah, I can understand why people don't
Yeah.
like it because it's very hard to use for
Yeah.
something else.
Right. And he
But-
said before,
Yeah.
said before that, you know, he picks certain beats because he wants to be able to have something that he can really get down on, like something that he can really speak through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, you know, of course, he can probably rap on any type of beat, but Nas is not just going to sit there and rap. Like, he's going to sit there and like actually like spit and write and really say something. So
Well,
he needs
yeah.
that type of beat to allow him to do that.
Yeah, and Nas is a guy where his samples, the samples that he raps over, those samples are made for him.
Yeah.
He's not one of those guys from back in the day that would rap on Good Times, or you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like everybody was rapping over this, or everybody was, and then like in the early 90s, everybody was rapping over this, and then
Right.
in the late 90s, everybody was rapping over that one
Right.
fucking beat that Jay Dilla did of of I can't remember the fucking name of that
Yeah, I
shit,
can't either.
but it was this one very particular thing that Big Daddy Kane rapped on.
Mm.
But Jay Dilla took one beat of it and turned that into a
Mhm.
whole new groove.
Yeah.
And everybody was rapping over that.
Right. I'm
Again,
telling
you know,
man. That's
It's
hip
just,
hop.
but it's like, you know, that's what I mean. Like a lot of things goes in waves. Whereas like
Mhm.
Nas doesn't go in waves. Nas always had like this really specific sample.
Right.
Like Dre always made his own really dope samples. you know,
Right.
Whereas Nas always had really dope ones made for him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that's why, I don't know. That's why these guys kind of sound very specifically themselves, is because
Mhm.
the music that,
Everything's different.
yeah, which a lot of people might say that goes against the idea. Or not goes against the idea, but it's a very niche version of hip hop.
Yeah.
But I
So-
like that, you know, like that's just because we might not mention it while we're going track by track, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've always loved how piano heavy Nas is
Yeah.
on the beats that he raps over.
Yeah. And that's true. That's true. He's like in the studio. Yeah, man, put some pianos on that. I don't think it's gonna work, Nas. Just do it, man. Just put the
Yeah, 'cause
pianos on that, man.
The drums are always very like lo-fi too.
Yeah, for the most part.
I just wanted to mention that
now.
now while we're still in the first half of the album, because once we get the
Mhm.
second half, it's like my opinion drastically changes.
Well, yeah, because like it gets very youthful, you know, towards the end, and because I also want to talk about some of the features that he had. Some of these guys you probably never heard of, but but it's like it's pretty dope that he got features with these cats. Like I'm very happy. 27 Summers.
Mhm.
27 Summers, that wasn't even the goal. When he said that, I was like, yo, Jesus. Like that just makes you like really think. Like, wow. It's been 27 summers since Nas's debut album Illmatic in 1994.
Mhm.
Crazy.
This track from his 2020 album has Nas reflecting on the wealth and success he has acclimated over his career. And
Much
that
deservedly
is-
so.
Yeah, definitely. But I just love, can I mention, I just love how the track starts. What's the first word that he says in the track?
Bitch.
Yeah.
But it's the way he says it. Like, I was like, yo, I'm driving in the car, right? And then it's like, oh,
Bitch,
snap.
I'm in a good
mood. He's like, I'm in a good mood. And I'm
Mood.
like, yo.
Bitch, I'm in a good mood.
I'm dying, son. I was like, yo, that was so aggressive.
But this track as well is this is one thing that throughout the album that annoyed the shit out of me. It's the first time that I heard it.
Mhm.
At least I think it's the first time it appears on the album. Is at the start of each beat. Hit boy.
Yeah. But you know why though, right? Like that's
I know why.
Yeah,
I know that Hit Boy's the guy that produced it.
Well, I mean that's
But
that's
shut
his
the fuck
tagline.
up.
That's his tag, bro. You can't do that. Like that's his producer tag. Like every producer has a tag.
I might only dislike it for a very specific reason.
Yeah.
I have this friend back here in Australia, like one of my best mates, like is this guy Jake, and he's always like he's a huge fan of like NWA and like that early 90s, late 80s sort of hip hop stuff. But he's always going like, yeah, boy.
I feel you.
Every time I hear Hit Boy, I keep thinking of my mate Jake. I'm like, Jake, shut up. I'm trying to listen to Nas. Like,
Right. But yeah, man. 27
This is where the
Summers.
album starts to turn. After this track, it starts to
Yeah.
go more modern. Which
Definitely.
after we talk about the track, I guess we'll talk about that. But
Yeah. But yeah, man. Like and then it's funny. Speaking of Mass Appeal, he actually mentions it in one of the lines. Mass Appeal, movies and music signed with us. So yeah, man. Like
it all makes so much more sense now.
Yeah, he's doing it.
He also
know.
says Matt Black.
Rich
Yes.
Matt Black Rose. Yeah, I got him seeing ghosts. 27 summers that wasn't even the goal.
What do you think that means?
Black cut.
Is he saying that he couldn't imagine that he would have made a career out of that shit?
It could
Like,
mean.
Is that what it means?
It can mean two things. It can mean two things. It can mean 27 summers of just like still dropping music. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. Like,
Because a lot of these cats, they get to a certain age. That's why, like, we got to tip our hats off to cats. Like, and I don't want to be one of the guys that only mention, Jay and Nas as like the older rappers, because there's still some cats that's out there, like right now rapping that's old. Let's see how old Snoop is, because Snoop is still dropping music.
Snoop's a 92 boy.
Q-Tip's still doing some stuff on something recently.
Yeah, Snoop is 48.
Yeah, well, they're all about the same age, those guys, because
Right.
Snoop came up 2 years before Nas did, just because he knew like Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
So he had an in with Dre from that. And then he got a record deal and the other two didn't. So it took a couple more years for those two to come out with Love Right in the OBC. But Snoop came out and he was on The Chronic, obviously. So, but yeah, that's what, 92, 91, 92. Nas is what, 94?
Yeah.
94.
So and Nas
So
is
it's-
actually so I mean Jay is the oldest. Jay is 50 right now.
That's the thing, because it took him the longest, didn't it? It
I
took him the
think-
long.
I think Jay just started later.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
saying?
Like he was the last one
Yeah.
to get the recognition.
Right, like
so to speak.
age wise though,
Yeah.
like because like Nas, Illmatic dropped when Nas was like 19. You know what I'm saying? So
We talked about that with Rob, right? Because
yeah, yeah,
they were all on that
Right.
mixtape together.
yeah. So
It's crazy,
so
but, yeah.
so Jay being 4 years older than Nas, and I think that's the other thing too. It's like, why are you? I mean, and I know it's an age thing, but it's like, man, like you got beef with somebody that's like older than you. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
younger
but-
than you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
by the time you get to the late 90s, and you're like, you're 30 and 26, or you're 32 and 28, like the age difference doesn't exist anymore. That 4-year age difference only really exists when you're 20 to 16.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
before that, you know what I mean? Like I don't think of you, Johnny, as much younger than me.
yeah, that's true.
But you're a good like 4 or 5 years younger than me, right? So
Yeah,
I don't like playing
But,
this game.
and like I don't think Steve is older than me. You're 10 years older than me. Like if I can, but it doesn't matter because it's like
it doesn't matter.
what-
Sorry.
nah,
like
Steve, that's
I
when
don't
you
think
say,
I don't think of The Rock as 50. You know,
Steve,
he's still
Steve,
like Rock. Yeah.
Steve, that's when you that's when you pull a card like nah, then you say, bitch, bitch, 27
boy.
summers, that wasn't even the goal.
And you were like, bitch,
Bitch, I'm in a
bitch,
good mood.
bitch, bitch.
Oh man, but yeah, man, but yeah, like these cats are like they're still getting it. Snoop's 48, Nas 46, Jay's 50.
Dre's
And-
55.
Yeah, and Dre, and Dre is still, oh, I can't wait to talk about Dre too because he's in one of these tracks.
I thought you hated Dre.
I actually do.
Yeah, you said he said he's a sellout. Didn't you
but
say he's never
he-
offered anything to music, especially hip hop, something like that?
Did I say that?
And something like you said that Dre is like.
I mean, we can check the archives.
Yeah, we can check the archives.
I think you
and
said
then-
Steve is
and
to hip
then-
hop what Justin Bieber is to jazz,
Yeah.
something
Well-
like that.
We'll
Always
check
rem-
the archives.
Justin
and get back
Bieber
to that.
is to jazz.
Oh,
Is that what
God.
you just said?
Oh no.
I thought I'd throw that one out.
By the way, we have to release this entire episode long form just
Mate,
because it's a
I'm just
special
thinking-
episode anyway. Just copy and paste it onto the public forum because I'm having way too much fun talking about this shit.
Yeah,
I'm laughing
as a
so
side
much,
note
like-
on that, I'll be away all weekend. So when we've done all this, I'm going to send this
Dude,
to you
long
guys,
format.
and then one of you guys can sort it out.
I got you. Yeah, 'cause
Honestly,
I'm
man.
already. Honestly, I'm already.
because this is a special episode, so I think we'll just long form it. Like we'll treat it like a live stream, just
I
throw
think-
it up as
Yeah.
is.
I think
Sync
that
it,
I was
throw it.
also thinking about splitting it, like because we're doing
Nah,
track by track.
Nah,
First-
fuck
first
that.
half,
Whole
second
thing,
half.
whole thing.
For shorties, you know what I'm saying? Like a couple shorties.
No. Throw the whole thing. Throw the whole
I
thing
will-
up as
I'll
is, and
match
then
the audio.
take shorties out of it and throw the shorties up independently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll match
don't
the
take them
audio
out of
and
the
do all that and
episode,
I'll put it
just
up and
have
you
it.
guys do what you want. Because I'm going to be in London all week, so I won't be
Okay.
around my computer
Yeah,
until
yeah,
Tuesday.
cool, man.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, whatever's the easiest. But I like the idea of having the whole long form conversation up there. You know.
I do need to
Yeah.
go for a piss though as we're taking this little chat. So I'm going to go
Alright.
and I might get a
I
beer.
do too. We might cut
Because this is going to be the
out.
longest thing ever.
Mhm.
So we need
All right, Johnny, ready? You're about to monologue.
go.
Go.
Oh, okay. Well, this is Johnny Jones here, and I'm just, I guess I'm the last man standing. It's been real, doing this podcast. I've been, I've been trying to hold it down, trying to man the fort, and working with two imbeciles, man. It's just, Jesus, it's so hard. It's just so hard, You're really the only one that's like getting the job done, Everything falls back on me, man. I'm the anchor of this ship as well as the captain, and only thing I can do is just, keep sailing, man, yeah. It's the only thing I can really pretty much do. But yeah, man, I don't know about these guys, man. These guys are just, I don't even know why I waste my time. It's just, I have no words. I have no words. But I'm gonna be quiet because somebody's coming back. Hey. Hello.
Did you just not say anything the whole time, or were you?
No, I said plenty of nice things.
About Steve mostly. I hope.
No, about both of you guys.
Okay, I trust you.
All right.
You fool!
Oh man. But yeah, man.
So what have we gotten up to so far? We've gotten up to 27 Summers. So
Yeah. I mean, and we can go ahead and skip that because that's like, I mean, not skip it, but like move on because
oh well, we talked about that already. So we're
Right,
about halfway
yeah.
through, right?
yeah, that one's like
We're
pretty
about
straightforward.
to get to the more modern sounding section where he starts talking about women more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
The
let's
collab
see,
section, and
let's
I guess he
see.
had collabs before that, but
Yeah, technically, because he had he had Hit Boy on Ultra Black. He had Charlie Wilson on Car 85. Man, this Replace Me joint. I was like I gotta say,
the bitter song. It's like
Nah,
the
man,
bitter.
like-
It's like the bitter sounding tune, isn't it?
I actually dig it. I dig it because, like, first of all, I'm a new fan. I'm a new fan of Don Toliver, the guy that's on the hook. He's definitely gonna be like the new. He's definitely gonna be like the new T-Pain. He's just gonna be on everybody's hook with auto-tune. And he really knows how to use auto-tune. And then he does this thing. If you notice, like he does this thing where like after every last word in a line, they add like vibrato on his voice, you know. Like, oh, we got a heart, a bitty baby, in nobody else. Like it's like kind of like shakes a little bit.
Does that not bother you that it's
unique to me, you know?
it's people using autotune to sound more like a vocoder or a talkbox? Which bothers me a little bit because it just defeats the purpose of using the autotune.
As a talk boxer, I understand. But
As a fellow talk boxer,
yeah,
I would
Yeah.
hope that you know what I mean when I say that. You know, it's
Wait, what'd you say, Steve?
As a talk boxer, I've never heard that phrase before.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
it's a
Or like,
dude, trust me,
As a
dude,
talk
it's a real
boxer, I
thing.
think you'll find.
No,
Mate,
like
it's a real thing. The art of Troutman is a real thing. You have to learn how to really. It's like learning how to beatbox really well.
yeah,
You have to learn how to like really your H's and
yeah, bro.
really pronounce your hard consonants and try to focus more on using more hard consonant heavy words while you're
Mhm.
trying to put the talkbox or the vocoder on.
Yeah, you got to
like
put a lot
a
of
verse.
emphasis on.
Yeah,
on
you
your words.
you literally have to like change the lyrics of a verse if you're going to use a talkbox because
Right.
especially on a guitar, because Johnny, you do keyboards when you do it. You can find a sound that's going to be a little more forgiving with this, but with guitar, it's just because the note is naturally decaying anyway. So it's like you have to, like you have to like very specifically make a melody and a lyric to make a talkbox line out of.
Yeah,
Or you have to pick a song that works for it or stuff like that. Like it's actually like a pretty complicated thing if you want to do it really well.
Mhm.
That's where the way that this auto-tune thing is going nowadays is really bugging me. Because back when T-Pain was the only one really doing it,
Mm-hmm.
it was cool because that was his thing.
Right.
Even when Lil Wayne started using auto-tune,
Mm-hmm.
I still had this argument to people all the time. You know, like that Lil Wayne How to Love song.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that song because it has my favorite chord in it. It has the 4-chord gone minor while you sing the 9th. It's my favorite chord, my favorite like harmonic thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was used beautifully. And people are like, yeah, but he's doing that fucking auto-tune thing. I'm like, yeah, but he has so much money and he has so much time in the studio to get it right. Don't you think that if he wanted to get it right without auto-tune, he has the time and the resources to do that?
Definitely.
So clearly he's using the auto-tune as an effect.
Right.
That was, my constant argument to people.
Yeah.
What's bugging me now about people using auto-tune really heavily is things like the adding of the vibrato.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to make it sound more like a thing that already exists, but all you have to do to use it is learn how to play keyboard. But they don't want to learn how to play keyboard.
Right.
They just want people to add more technology to the thing that's helping them sing when they can't actually sing. You know what I mean?
I feel
I can't find an excuse for that yet.
No,
And
I feel
that's
you.
that.
But
That's what
Well,
bugs me.
But T-Pain actually said in an interview one time, he said that you know, there's a few artists that he doesn't like, you know, that like auto-tune artists that he really doesn't like because like they don't know how to use the auto-tune correctly.
Yeah, but also T-Pain can sing.
Exactly. And that's the thing.
He does a Tiny
like,
Desk concert where he does all his songs without
no
auto-tune.
auto-tune, right.
And he sounds pretty good.
Yeah. But
Like he's not an
in-
amazing singer, but he's good enough to
But in
listen
that-
to and enjoy it. You know, like he's fine.
In that same interview, he talks about Chris Brown, who can also really sing.
Yes.
And he talks about
I like the way Chris Brown, for the most part, uses it. Like,
yeah, good. That's what I'm saying. Like he's like Chris Brown actually knows how to use autotune, like
Yeah.
for an effect. You know what I'm saying? Not
100%. Yeah.
not to help. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what it's for. It's for, you know, to like help you out or just kind of enhance or whatever. But you know, to actually use it as an instrument, Chris and there's a few other artists, they actually know how to use it. Getting back to Don Toliver, like this dude, I honestly think that he knows how to use it because like his voice is already unique without the auto tune. So then like, you know, adding that on there, it's just like a nice little texture. And
Yeah,
like
but-
I recently just I was just about to say like I recently just kind of discovered the guy maybe like early 2020, late 2019. And I was like, oh man, like he's actually kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? So hearing him on the track with Nas was like very like wow, like okay, you know, Nas is starting to open up a little bit, you know. So it's pretty dope.
Like this part of the album to me, like we'll get what Steve thinks in a second, but it's